because we are discussing the phrase anti-white and anti-whiteism, and specifically how to address the charge of racist, how to turn this back on our opposition, on our victimizers, because that is the way that we are defeated. And now this term, and what's important here is that the concept racist and the concept racism are just the most salient examples of these weaponized concepts that are used against us to defeat us in argumentation, confrontation, conversation, and really to win debates when there is insufficient evidence for an anti-white to win a debate. They just will drag out this old horse, this old dead horse, and they'll begin beating it again for you. And that's all it takes. And there are many reasons, as I spoke about in the longer video, sort of the general discussion of how to address being called a racist, how to turn this back, how to negate it, and specifically addressed in the summary. But there are many powerful elements to this, and that's what you need to appreciate. It's not just a matter of coming up with a word or an idea that is just as good as any other. And I know that in the West, we are inclined to think that any specific idea is equivalent to any other idea or just as good as any other idea, because we have been reared in this notion that there is no superior, inferior, there is all just equal. Everybody's opinion is the same. Everybody's suggestion is the same, but nothing could be further from the truth in the real world. You see that demonstrated in, say, business. You see that demonstrated in professional sports. You see that there is indeed, you see that demonstrated in warfare, that there is indeed superior and inferior. And when those clash, superior is always victorious. So having said that, the use of the phrase anti-white, the concept anti-white, and the concept of anti-whiteism is superior to the alternatives out there. It's not that you have an idea and it's just as good, and you have an example of or example of two of how it worked for you or satisfied you. It does. That's the immaterial. What's material is that this is superior. This always works, and the ways that I've seen some people suggest to handle the charge of racist and racism are specifically the things that I demonstrated with arguments are inferior to this position. So this is very important that we communicate this information and that we use it and that we help each other to use it, because we have all been infected from the moment that we were able to imbibe information with these mean pathogens, with these Achilles heels that have set us up for failure and have set up the anti-whites for success when it comes to these conversations. So this is an ongoing process between and among all of us. We all are going to be helping each other mature sociopolitically and use this new vocabulary to our advantage, to the advantage of white well-being, and therefore the recapturing of our destiny.